Yes, hello, 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 uh, hello everybody. How are you doing? Uh, Here I come again. My name is Ndora Habat Oyo Molisa Wente Aboki. That's my name, my full name. Ndora Habat Oyo Molisa Wente Aboki. So you call me whatever you want. Okay, Human Lives 79, aka Man is Mine. That's my name. I'm here again to read the Quran to the people of Allah, to the people who follow Allah, and to all the people in Islam. Yes, I'm reading the Quran, but I'm reading it in English because I don't know the Arabic language, and there's this English version that I'm reading. So join me and feel free to comment, feel free to like, free, feel free to give me a share, feel free to follow me if you want. If you don't want, it's all good, yeah? As long as you want. If you don't want, it's good. Not forcing anybody, not forcing vibes, not forcing people to like us. So I'm beginning. The other day, the last time I was reading the Quran, I became negative in my mind because of my shortcomings. But today I'm not going to be negative. I'm just going to be positive and I'm reading for 1 hour and then I'll be making clips out of it. So it will be a long video, but our social media likes clips. So I'll post the clips, then the full version will be on my YouTube channel. So if you like the full version, which is not clips, you head to my YouTube channel, Human Lives 29 Vlogs and Life. Vlogs and Life. That's where you get this full version. Anyway, introduction and summary. Self-glory and separatism, envy and suspicion lead to evil. Spiritual power more potent than worldly power. David's case, text and notes. I'm going to be skipping the texts and notes because I just want to skip them. Solomon and other men of power and vision never forgot Allah. All should strive to win the final bliss. Gospel of unity is the true cure for evil. No, no power has, no power has, no power has evil over Allah's servants, sincere and true. Surah Zuma, introduction and summary. To Allah alone is devotion due. Variety in creation points to unity in plan. All nature proclaims His grace and loving kindness. Allah teaches men by parables, but His word is straight and clear. No other thing can be found of any account before His law. Surah 39 as a Zuma continuation. No soul should despair because of its sin. Allah's mercy unbounded repent before judgment comes. Surah 40 Ghafar. Introduction and summary. Believe in Allah. He forgives sin and accepts repentance. Day of day of requital, ever drawing near text and notes. Evil comes to nothing but evil and is brought low. Testimony of humble believer in Pharaoh's court. Allah's grace and help ever ready for his servants. Dispute not Allah's signs, nothing avails if soul is dead. Surat, Fusilat, introduction and summary. Revelation makes things clear, message of hope and mercy, warning against snares of evil, all creation and history, and the powers within you speak of him. Best of men is the man of faith, whose law of life is the will of Allah. Allah's message comes to guide and heal. Dispute not, but turn to truth. And 42 Surah 42, Shura, Introduction and Summary. Surah 42, Shura, continuation. Unity in inspiration and in creation. No sects or contentions. All will return to Allah. Misfortunes due to our ill deeds, Allah forgives. Live true and in mutual consultation and forbearance. Rely on Allah. His word comes as a guide and mercy. Surah 43 Al-Zukhraf. Introduction and summary. Revelation makes things clear. Mock not Allah's signs, nor attribute false qualities or any patterns to Him. Follow guidance rather than ancestral ways. If if Arabs go to ancestors, let them follow Abraham. Spiritual worth not in gold or silver. If Israel goes to Moses, he was mocked by Pharaoh, but Pharaoh perished. If Christians go to Jesus, he preached the one true God. Dispute not, truth has come and must prevail. Surah 44 Ad Dukhan. Introduction and summary. Revelation is a blessing. My nose, don't assume me I am on camera. Revelation is a blessing as it warns against evil. Pharaoh's men resisted in arrogance, but their power and glory departed unwept. Surah 4 Ad Dukkha. Continuation. If Israel fell in their trial, can Quraysh escape their doom for sin? World created for just ends, good and evil will be sorted out. Surah 45 Al-Jat. Here, introduction and summary. Accept signs of Allah and follow guidance. Forgive weaker brethren, form not sects, nor follow vain desire and glory of Allah. Surah 46 Al-Ahqaf. Introduction and summary. Creation is just for ends. Learn the truth and serve Allah. Be kind to parents. Evil will be undone. Learn patient perseverance. Surah 47 Muhammad. Introduction. Believe in revelation and follow not vanities which will be destroyed. Allah will guide. In fighting for truth, there is no room for faint-heartedness or half-heartedness. Strive your utmost and give yourself generously. Surah 48 Al-Fatiha. Introduction and summary. Victory and help. Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Let's see, am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Victory and help. Conditions for and against. True, fealty, like Fealty. Fealty, patience and Surah 48 Al-Fatiha. Continuation. Self-restraint, strength and gentleness. Who die beer. Surah 49 Al-Hujurat. Introduction and summary. Manners to leaders and in social life. Avoid rumors, quarrels, suspicion, and spying. Islam a privilege. Surah 50 Qaf. Introduction and summary. Revelation confirms the signs in nature and in history. Man's record will confront him at judgment. Vision of judgment, patience, prayer, and praise. Surah 51 as Zariyat. Introduction and summary. The signs of Allah are various, and His truth and promise are sure and stable. Signs were given for instruction to people in the past. So is a reminder being sent to you for your profit. Surah 52 At-Tar. Introduction and summary. Surah 52 At-Tar. all acts, good or ill, have inevitable consequences. Judgment must come. Praise and serve Allah. Surah 53 and Najim, introduction and summary. In true revelation, no error or deception, true reality from Allah, who is all in all. Give your all to Allah. He is the goal. Serve Him. Surah 54 Al-Waqi'ah, introduction and summary. The hour of judgment is what? Is nigh, like NIGH. Is nigh. Is there any that will receive? Oh, this light is so, like it's in my eyes. I don't want it to be in my eyes. The hour of judgment is high. Is there any that will receive abomination? Surah 55 Al-Rahman, introduction and summary. Allah's revelation and His favors, which of them will ye deny? All will pass away, but Allah will endure. Evil will not escape justice, nor good its reward. Which favors of Allah will ye deny? Surah 56 Al-Waqi'ah, introduction and summary. Day of judgment will sort out men into three classes. Surah 56 Al-Waqi'ah. Everything points to Allah. Accept His message and glorify Him. Surah 57 Al-Hadid, introduction and summary. Follow Allah's light in humble dedication and sincerity. Seek Him and trust Him, not isolated renunciation. Man, I didn't know this word. Renunciation. Surah 56 Al-Mujadila, introduction and summary. Condemnation of zihar and all pretenses and superstitions derogatory to women, also of secret counsels and intrigues. Surah 59 Al-Hashar, introduction and summary. Treachery, foiled just distribution among brethren. Glory to Allah, Lord of the most beautiful names. Surah 60 Al-Mumtahana, introduction and summary. Social relations with unbelievers, marriages with them. Surah 61 As-Saf, introduction and summary. Show by your conduct, unit, discipline and earnest effort help. Surah 61 As-Saf, continuation. Allah's cause. Surah 62 Al-Jumu'ah, introduction and summary. Allah's revelation is not exclusive but for all. Day of assembly, Friday. Oh, Al-Jumu'ah. That's how they call it. Like Jumua. Jumu'ah. Day of assembly is Friday for the Muslims. Oh. Surah 63, I knew it, but now I'm confirming the knowing. Al-Munafiqin, introduction and summary. Caution against the wiles of hypocrites, believers to serve Allah and praise good deeds of charity. No. Believe and practice. What am I reading? Believers to serve Allah and practice good deeds of charity. I'm just on the surahs, the preface. Man, this Quran is long. Surah 64 at Tagaban. Introduction and summary. Mutual gain and loss here and in the hereafter. Text and notes. Surah 65 at Talaq. Introduction and summary. Divorce not to be abused. All interests to be protected. Surah 66 at Taharim. Introduction and summary. Sex relations should be confidential and harmonious. Turn not away. Seek virtue for self and family. Surah 67 Al-Mulk. Introduction and summary. Blessed and most gracious is Allah, whose goodness and glory shine everywhere. He is the true reality. His promise of the hereafter is true. Surah 68 Al-Qalam. Introduction and summary. The pen betokens the record, the decree, the judgment. Man is tried against selfishness and overweening, like overweening, WEENING, overweening confidence. The true standard is with Allah. Repent and seek His grace. Surat Al-Haqqa. Al-Aqwa. Introduction and summary. Seek absolute reality. Be not lured by false appearances. Surat 70. Al-Maraj. Introduction and summary. Allah is Lord of the ways of ascent, mystery of time, new world after. Wait, new world after judgment, who will be the honored ones in the garden of bliss. Surat 71 Nah, N-U-H, Nah. Introduction and summary. Noah's agony and his prayer. Surat 72 Al-Jinni. Introduction and summary. Hidden spiritual forces recognize the wonderful recital. Allah's message points to the hereafter, the genie. So there is genie. I thought genie was in the movies. Here they are saying like this genie. Surah 73 Al-Muzzammil. Al-Muzzammil. Introduction and summary. Prayer and humility. Patience under persecution. Surah 74 Al-Mudatir. Oh good man, like these names are very hard. Introduction and summary. The seer, by devotion and contemplation, prepares himself to proclaim the message. Sinners of unregenerate sins of unregenerate man and his end. Surat 75. Bana ye Surat, I'm done. I'm tired of the preface. Al-Qiyamat. Introduction summary. Day of account, keep it ever in view. Contrast between the blessed ones and the sinners. Me, I am a sinner. Surat 76. Al-Isan. Introduction and summary. What is man's obligation and his destiny? Will he choose chains and yokes and fire, or the flowing cup of bliss? Revelation as an abomination. Admonition. No. It's admonition. I was reading it badly. It's admonition. Admonition. Surah 74. Wait, Mike, where are you? My mic. Surah 77 Al-Musalat. Introduction and summary. But now I'm still on the preface, you guys. But I will finish the preface that I know. Revelation is a cleansing wind that points to judgment. Oh woe, like a woe. That day to the rejectors of truth. Surah 78 An-Naba. Introduction summary. Dispute not about the great day of judgment. Evidences of Allah's goodness and justice are all around us. Let us betake ourselves to our Lord most gracious. Surah 79 Nazat. Direction and summary. Allah's errands, like ERRANDS, errands of mercy and justice are being fulfilled every day, but the great judgment will entirely restore true values. Prepare for that event. Surah 80, Abasa. Introduction and summary. The poor and blind may be the poor and blind may be the reader for Allah's message, which is universal, the character of revelation and judgment. Surah 81. Taqwiyah, introduction and summary. Revelation. Oh man, I'm having a light here to get light, but it's pointing directly into my eyes, and I feel like my eyes are hurting just for me to read this Quran. Surah 82 Al-Iftar. Direction summary. The hereafter. To Surah 83 Al-Mutaf 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 Direction and summary. All kinds of fraud commended. Surah 84 Al-Ishqaq. Direction summary. The gloom and the toil of this life contrast with hereafter. Surah 85 Al-Buruj. Introduction and summary. Persecution of Allah's votaries. Surah 86 is at Tariq. Introduction and summary. Out of darkness shines the light, so does revelation light the soul. Surah 87 Al-Ela. Introduction and summary. Allah leads on man by stages to the highest. Surah 88 Al-Ghashiyah. Al-Ghashiyah. Introduction and summary. Penalty or joy in the hereafter. Surah 89 Al-Fajr. Introduction and summary. This life's contrast should not blind us to the realities of the hereafter. Realize the sure event. Surah 90 Al-Balad. Introduction and summary. Unearthed by the prophet's city. Struggle up the steep path. Surah 91 Shams. Introduction and summary. Learn from Allah's signs, Allah's law. The choice is with you. Yeah. Preface, I'm taking it. I'm taking the preface. I'm about to finish the preface. Surah 92. What is my time? 23 minutes. I've been reading the preface for 3 consecutive weeks. Surah 92 Al-Layl. Direction and summary. Men strive for diverse ends. Take Allah's guidance and seek His face. Surah 93 Duha. Introduction and summary. Hope shines like the dawn through darkness follow the light divine. Surah 94 Al-Shash. Direction and summary. No trouble, but is linked with ease and joy. Surah 95 Al-Tin. Introduction and summary. Man created in the best of molds, but liable to fall unless he believes and leads a good life. Surah 96 Al-Alaq. Introduction and summary. Allah teaches man new knowledge, His message to be proclaimed. Surah 97 Al-Qadak. Introduction and summary. Night of Allah's revelation. Surah 98 Al-Bayina. Introduction and summary. Clear evidence, straight religion. Surah 99 Al-Zalzala. Introduction and summary. As with a tremendous earthquake, this world will be dissolved. Don't dissolve us. My English is is Ugandan English. You get? So when you hear me speaking English and you like, what kind of accent is that? Is so Uganda. Like it's me speaking Luganda but in English accent. So don't mind my accent, yeah? I'm just a Ugandan who was born in Uganda. I've just learned to speak English, to read English. I didn't know how to read. For all the years I was in school, I never knew how to read. And I was laughed at so many times. So don't mind my accent. Surah 100, Al-Adiyat, Introduction and Summary. Spiritual power is irresistible, but man is ungrateful. Surah 101, Al-Qari'al, Introduction and Summary. Surah 101, Al-Qari, continuation. Balance of justice will appraise all deeds. Surah 102, Al-Taksar, Introduction and Summary. Pile not up things. Iphemero. Iphemero. Surah 103. Al-Asa. Introduction and summary. Time shows that nothing lasts but faith, goodness, truth, and virtue. Like V-I. Is that how they read that word? V-I-R-T-U-E. Virtue. Appendix. Hey. Was happy. I was happy that I'm finishing I've been reading the preface. I've not begun the Quran. I've been reading the preface, man, and I want to start reading the Quran so bad because I have to learn. I have to learn this English. I have to learn oh God, I feel like I want to get so much information. I want to get so much knowledge. Knowledge is power. I love to get knowledge. I love to get power. I love to have power. I love to have knowledge. I love to have power. I love to have money. I love to have control. I have to have family. I want I want I want I want to rule earth. I don't want to just rule Uganda. I want to rule the entire earth. So you find me seeking for Allah because I want Allah to bless me and I rule this entire universe. Appendix 7, oaths and adjurations in the Quran. Surah 104, Al-Humza, Al-Humaza, introduction and summary. Scandal, backbiting, and miscellaneous. What's the meaning of miscellaneous? I'm putting my other hand in my boxer. So I'm putting my other hand into my boxer. So you know what I'm doing? I'm just touching my leg, my third leg as I'm reading. I'm touching my third leg, which is between my legs in my boxer as I'm reading. I just wanted to tell you Surah 104 Al-Humaza. I've read that. Surah 105 Al-Fil, introduction and summary. Earthly power battles in vain against sacred things. Abraha's army. Surah 106 Quraysh, introduction and summary. Security and prosperity should make men grateful in the service of Allah. Lesson for the Quraysh. Surah 107 Al-Mamyun. Introduction summary. Vain were worship without heart and soul. Surah 108 Al-Kawthar. Introduction and summary. Fountain of blessings. Turn in this devotion and sacrifice to Allah. Surah 109 Al-Kafiran, introduction and summary. Faith holds fast to truth and cannot be forced. Surah 110 Al-Nasa, introduction and summary. Nasa, Al-Nasa, like it's An-Nasa. Introduction and summary. Help of Allah. I think I have to remove my hand from my box, so it's distracting me. Help of Allah and victory. Praise the Lord. Surat. Like Surah. Surat. 111. Al-Masad. Introduction and summary. Casters and spite recoil on their authors. Surat 112. Al-Ikhalas. Introduction and summary. Pure doctrine of unity. Surat 113. Al-Falaq. Introduction and summary. Surat 113. Al-Falaq. With Allah, seek refuge from all. Just tell me the preface is done. I'll be very happy to begin the Quran. Surat 113. Al-Falaq. Continuation. With Allah, seek refuge from all outer ill. Surat 114. Al-Nas. Anna, why am I like reading Al? Like my mind is so stuck on Al, yet there's An. Nas. Introduction summary. With Allah, seek refuge from all inner ill. Index. Yeah. I've finished the preface. I have finished the preface. I have finished the preface of the Quran. I've finished the preface of the Quran. Now I'm beginning. Intro to S1. There is S1. Introduction to Surat Al. Now I'm going to be very serious. You've not seen me serious. I promise you. You've not seen me serious. But now I'm beginning. I'm gonna be very serious. You're gonna know that I can be serious. When I'm reading the Quran, Allah's guidance to humankind, I'm gonna be tough on humankind. Humankind, you've ran away from Allah. Allah sent me to bring you back to Him. Not to Him. Him is human. To bring you back to Allah. Now I'm very serious. Watch me attentively. Stop whatever you're doing and listen to Allah's voice. Listen to Allah through me. Introduction to Surat Al-Fatiha 1. First comes that beautiful Surah, the opening chapter of 7 verses, rightly called the essence of the book. It teaches us, like, why are you like this? Should I zoom? I think I have to zoom. When I'm not seeing the words, I zoom. Yeah, I think that's better for me. Introduction to Surat Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha 1. First comes that beautiful surah, the opening chapter of 7 verses, rightly called the essence of the book. It teaches us the perfect prayer. Oh, I'm going to learn how to pray. For if we can pray all right, it means that we have some knowledge of Allah and His attributes, of His relations to us and His creation, which includes ourselves, that we glimpse the source from which we come from, and that final goal from which our spiritual destiny under Allah's true judgment. Then we offer ourselves to Allah and seek His light. Prayer is the heart of religion and faith. But how shall we pray? What words shall convey the yearnings of our miserable, ignorant hearts to the knower of all? Is it worthy of Him or of our spiritual nature to ask for vanities or even for such physical needs as our daily bread? The inspired one taught us a prayer that sums up our faith, our hope, and our inspiration in things that matter. We think in devotion of Allah's name and His nature. We praise Him for His creation and His cherishing care. We call to mind the realities, seen and unseen. We offer Him worship and ask His guidance, and we know the straight from the crooked path by the light of His grace that illumines the righteous. Okay. 15. Each chapter or portion of the Quran is called a surah. Oh, a surah. Oh, but now, like in Uganda, it's called a surah. In Uganda, they call it a surah. I've just related because I remembered like the people how people are reading the chapters, they call them a surah, but here it's called surah. Don't mind me, like reading makes me happy now. You know, like I'm a very lonely man, I'm a very lonely person. Yeah, so I find things to make me happy, and now I'm finding joy in reading. So if you see me laughing around, just know like lonely man finds happiness in reading, and I want to read, so I'm happy when I hear things that sometimes I don't agree with. Sometimes they just make me happy anyway, which makes a degree or a step by which we mount up. Now I'm going to be serious. No more telling you about my life. Just listen to the what is in the Quran from me, Habat. You call me Habat, you call me Ndora, you call me Mulisa, you call me Oyo, you call me Aboki, you call me Human Lives, Human Lives, 29, oh money is mine. Anyway, sometimes whole surahs were revealed, and sometimes portions which were arranged under. I think I have to check on the time. Okay, we have 30 minutes. 30 minutes now we go. And sometimes portions which were arranged under the Prophet's directions. Some surahs are long and some are short, but a logical thread runs through them all. Each verse of the surah is some is each verse each verse each verse of the surah is called a yat, plural, a yat, which means also a sign. A verse of revelation is a sign of Allah's wisdom and goodness just as much as Allah's beautiful handiwork in the material creation or his dealings in history are signs to us. If we would understand, some ayats are long and some are short. The ayat is the true unit of the Quran. 16. Al-Fatiha equals opening chapter. 16. Al-Fatiha. 17. These 7 verses form a complete unit by themselves and are recited in every prayer and on many other occasions. I'm going to learn how to pray, you guys. I used to see how Muslims were praying, but they were praying in Arabic, and I didn't know it. That's why I wasn't buying it. Like, why are they praying in Arabic? Yet me, I don't understand it. But now I'm going to understand how to pray. Surah Al-Fatiha 1, Ayat 1 to 4. Al-Fatiha, or the opening chapter. 1. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. 2. Praise be to Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the world. 3. Most gracious, most merciful. 4. Master of the day of judgment. I think I overzoomed. Let me reduce on my zoom. Yeah. Now I think it's better. I overzoomed because small letters, I don't see them very well. 18. By universal consent, it is rightly placed at the beginning of the Quran as summing up in marvelously, thus like T-E-R-S-E, thus and comprehensive words, man's relation to Allah in contemplation and prayer. In our spiritual contemplation, the first word should be those of praise. If the praise is from our innermost being, it brings us closer to Allah. Then our eyes see all good, peace and harmony. Evil, rebellion and conflict are purged out. They do not exist for us, for our eyes are lifted up above them in praise. Then we see Allah's attributes better. Verses 2 to 4. This leads us to the attitude of worship and acknowledgement. Verse 5. And finally comes prayer for guidance and contemplation. It's contemplation of what guidance means. Verses 6 to 7. Allah needs no praise, for he is above all praise. He needs no petition, For he knows our needs better than we do ourselves, and his bounties are open without asking to the righteous and the sinner alike. The prayer is primarily for our own spiritual education, consolation, and confirmation. That is why the words in this surah are given to us in the form in which we should alter them. 19. The Arabic words Rahman and Rahim translated Rahman and Rahim translated most gracious and most merciful. A boss, but now which English is that? A both intensive forms referring to different aspects of Allah's attribute of mercy. The Arabic intensive is more suited. I think I have to zoom. The words are very small. Like this, yeah. The Arabic intensive is more suited to express Allah's attributes than the superlative degree in English. The latter implies a comparison with other beings or with other times or places, while there is no being like unto Allah. Mercy may imply pity, long-suffering, patience, and forgiveness, all of which the sinner needs, and Allah, most merciful, bestows in abundant measure. But there is a mercy that goes before even the need arises, the grace which is ever watchful and flows from Allah, most gracious to all his creatures, protecting them, preserving them, guiding them, and leading them to clear light and higher life. Opinion is divided whether the Bismillah should be numbered as a separate verse or not. Oh, it is an anonymous. It is an no, no, it is an oh God, but now UN but now UNA UN. That's why never. If something like now I'm getting angry. If like I feel like something is trying to defeat me, now I come with full force. UNANIMOUSLY and oh God. Oh God, but now people are going to laugh at me. People are going to laugh at me when they see me struggling with words. For them, these words are easier to them, but to me, they are very hard. And anonymously agreed that it is a part of the Quran in Surah and Namal. Therefore, it is better to give it an independent number in the first surah. For subsequent surahs, it is treated as an introduction or headline, therefore not numbered. 20. The Arabic word Rabab, usually translated Lord. Hey, so Rabab is Lord. Like Rabab, Rab, it's Rab, right? Like R-A-B-B. Double B, how do you pronounce double B? Rab, which usually translated Lord, has also the meaning of cherishing, sustaining, bringing to maturity. Allah cares for all the worlds he has created. 5. Thee do worship and thin, like THINE, thin aid we seek. 6. Show us the straight way. 7. The way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace. Even here there's thy. Those whose portion is not wrath and go. Oh God, bana, yeah. I have like 15 minutes. Okay, let me be serious for the 15 minutes. Those whose portion is not wrath and who go not astray. 21. On realizing on 21, on realizing in our souls Allah's love and care, His grace and mercy, and His power and justice as ruler of the day of judgment, the immediate result is that we bend in the act of worship and seek both our shortcomings and His all-sufficient power. The empathetic, oh God, can I? Empathetic form means that not only do we reach the position of worshipping Allah and asking for His help, but we worship Him alone and ask for His aid only, for there is none other than He worthy of our devotion and able to help us. The plural we indicates that we associate ourselves with all who seek Allah, thus strengthening ourselves and strengthening them in a fellowship of faith. Then 2, if we translate by the English word God, we shall have to say, guide us to and in the straight way, for we may be wandering aimlessly. And the first step is to find the way, and the second need is to keep in the way. Our own wisdom may fail in either case. Oh. The straight way is often the narrow way. The straight way, have you heard this? The straight way is often the narrow way or the steep way, which many people shun, like shun, shun by the world's perversity. The straight way is sometimes stigmatized and the crooked way praised. How are we to judge? We must ask for Allah's guidance. With a little spiritual insight, we shall see which are the people who walk in the light of Allah's grace and which are those that walk in the darkness of wrath. This also would help our judgment. And 3, not that the words relating to grace are connected actively with Allah. Those relating to the wrath are impersonal. In the one case, Allah's mercy. Allah's mercy. It's mercy. Allah's mercy encompasses us beyond our deserts. In the other case, our own actions are responsible for the wrath. The negative of grace, peace, or harmony. 24. Are there 2 categories: those who are in the darkness of wrath and those who stray. The first are those who deliberately break Allah's law. The second, those who stray out of the carelessness or negligence. Both are responsible for their own acts or omissions in opposition to both other people who are in the light of Allah's grace. For His grace not only protects them from active wrong, if they will only submit their will to Him, but also from straying into paths of temptation or carelessness. The negative gear, like GAIR, gear, should be construed as applying not to the way, but as describing men protected from 2 dangers by Allah's grace. Yeah, the Muslims were bragging on me that they are Muslims. Now I'm reading the Quran. I remember, like, in the school I went to, Easter High, is when I went to a mosque, like where they are praying from, and those guys chased me away. I remember very well those guys. I remember that guy was called Ibrahim Nsamba. He chased me out of the mosque. I remember very well, and I've reported Ibrahim Nsamba what you did, and all those people I went to at East High School in Tinda, those so-called Muslims, those Muslim teachers. I remember how they abused me physically, emotionally. Those Muslim teachers had made me hate the Islam because those guys were physical to me. They bullied me, but I forgive them. Yes, but I had to record them in a video. Like, they had made me hate all Muslims. They chased me out of the mosque. I wanted to learn, but because for them they speak that Arabic. Anyway, I had to report them, but I forgive them. Introduction to S1. Yes, I don't keep secrets. I talk. Introduction to Surah. I think I'm done. Oh, I have 8 minutes. Okay, 8 minutes. Then I say goodbye. Introduction to Surah Al-Baqarah too. As the opening surah sums up in the 7 beautiful verses, the essence of the Quran. So this surah sums up in 286 verses, the whole teaching of the Quran. It is a closely reasoned argument. Summary. It begins verses 1 to 29 by classifying men into 3 broad categories depending on how they receive Allah's message. This leads to the story of the creation of man, the highly destiny intended for him, his fall, and the hope held out to him. 30 to 39. Israel's story is then told according to their own records and traditions, what privileges they received and how they abused them. 40 to 86, thus illustrating again, as by a parable, the general story of man. In particular, reference is made to Moses and Jesus and their struggles with an unruly people. Now, me too, I am unruly. How the people of the book played false with their own lights and in their pride rejected Muhammad, who came in the true line of prophets. 87 to 121. They falsely laid claim to the virtues of Father Abraham. He was indeed a righteous imam, but he was the progenitor. He was the progenitor of Ismail's line, Arabs as well as of Israel's line, and he with Ismail built the Kaaba, the Kaaba, the Kaaba, the house of Allah in Makkah, and purified it. Oh, it's Abraham who built the Kaaba, according to the Quran. Ismail, according to Ismail, Arabs of Israel with build the Quran. Okay, in Kaaba. Thus is illustrating why the Arabs, why not we, the black people? Why? No. The Quran, I'm very angry with you. They say the Quran has the word of Allah like the way it came. But why the Arabs? Why not us, the Africans? Why not us, the black people? Why not us, the black people? Why not us? Why the Arabs? That's why, like me, I don't like these things. It's written in Arabic. It has to be with the Arabs. Even here, the black people who are in Islam, they pray in Arabic. They pray. Why? Why not in our African languages? Why not us, the black people? No. I'm even done for the day. I think why? Why the Arabs? Why the whites? Why? It has to be us, the black people. Us, the black people. I'm a black person. Why are you telling me about Arabs? Yes, I love Arabs. I love everybody. I love all the races, but my black race has to come first because they don't put us first, those people. So we have to put ourselves first, as the black people. Now I'm even done. Have how many minutes? Let me finish this page and I go because I'm even done. Why the Arabs? It has to be us, the black people. Well as of Israel's line, and he with Ismail built the Kaaba, the house of Allah in Makkah, and purified it, thus establishing a common religion of which Islam is the universal exponent. The Kaaba is like Kaaba, right? Was now to be the center of universal worship and the symbol of Islamic unity. The Islamic Umrat, brotherhood, UMMAAT. Umat, brotherhood, having thus been established with its definite center and symbol, ordinances are laid down for the social life of the community with a proviso 177 that righteousness does not consist in formalities but in faith, kindness, prayer, charity, probity, and patience under suffering. The ordinances relate to food and drink, bequest, fasts, jihad, wine and gambling, treatment of orphans and women, etc. 168 to 242. Lest the subject of jihad should be misunderstood. It is taken up again in the story of Saul, Goliath, and David, in contrast to the story of Jesus, 243 to 243 to 253. And so the lesson is enforced that true virtue lies in practical deeds of manliness, kindness, and good faith. 254 to 283. And Allah's nature is called to mind in the sublime ayat al Kwasi, the verse of the throne. I think I have to stop here. The Surah ends with an exhortation to faith, obedience, a sense of personal responsibility. I have to stop here. And prayer. Okay, I have to stop here. I'll continue. Hey, okay, let me finish this and finish. Responsibility and prayer. This is the longest surah of the Quran, and in it occurs the longest verse, 282. The name of the surah is from the parable of the heifer in 267 to 71, which illustrates the insufficiency of capping obedience. When faith is lost, people put off obedience with various excuses. Even when at last they obey in the letter, they fail in the spirit, which means that they get fossilized and their self-sufficiency prevents them from seeing that spiritually they are not alive but dead. For life is movement, activity, thriving, fighting against better things, and this is the burden of the surah. This is in the main Al-Madina surah. Yes, so I'll begin from there. I will begin from there. See you when you see me. I'll see you when you see me. Take good care after yourself. Where be the That's how they say it in Uganda, in Africa. Uganda means like taking good care after yourself. It means where be the wekume, wear condoms. If you cannot abstain, me, I'm abstaining from sex because I don't trust people anymore. I don't trust women anymore. If you want to be like me, abstain from sex or use a condom or become a celibate. But protect yourself out there. People are not good. Protect yourself. Wekume, I will see you when Allah wishes. So wekume, where see you. Take good care after yourself.